Ocean's 11. There on the top of that sign, there was nice colorful sign years ago. I have pictures. I'll find one. But it's gone. I don't know why. That's Highway 5 going to LA. Big noise from the highway. And here we are, casino. It's more like a card room. They have some blackjack and poker. Across the street, there's a motel, Travelodge. There's a liquor store and a gas station on the corner. And down that street, there's a beach, really close, even walking distance. San Diego's home for poker tournaments. This is bigger than any room in San Diego. And down on the wall, Rat Pack. There are two rooms. This is the main one, and there's some smaller stakes room over there. Stories for you. It was all what I expected. It's 2 in the morning, and I just left the game. The game broke. 4 of us only left in the game, so it was amazing. There's so many hands the whole night. Crazy hands, big pots, amazing. Being up and down for everybody. I even don't know can I remember all hands, but I'll try to recreate something. Before I came here, I saw some video by some kid who plays California poker rooms. He has a vlog. I think his name is Mariano. He has a YouTube poker vlog like everybody else. And he said that he played at Ocean's 11 and he doesn't like a game. That it was tight and it's not what it was before. When I played at Jamul in San Diego, there was also a man who's here from Oceanside, and I told him how I remember crazy games I played here, and how I remember specifically like 10-20 uncapped game, 3 tables, and the list. He said, oh, that's in old days. You don't find that anymore. There's no action there anymore. So from 2 different people I heard that action at Ocean's 11, it's not what it was in old days, whenever that was. So when I came, I sat down first at the 2-5 table. But there was a guy who in 3 hands cleared the table, huge pots, and the table broke. So didn't want to go on a list, so I set in a 2-3 game, which is buying 100 to 400. And from the beginning, it was roller coaster. I started at 7:30, now it's 2 a.m. It was almost 7 hours of fun, action, and crazy stuff and bullshit. I have to remember some hands to tell you. I am amazed and impressed, and it is all what I was expecting. Ocean's 11, my favorite place for the action. And I came tonight about 6:30, close to 7. Parking lot was full, and not just that it's full, they also don't allow RVs on a parking lot. Across the street there's some shopping mall, there's grocery store over there, but they have this sign here. So the sign says overflow parking is there at the mall. So just across the street and along the other side. So there's some closed old store that doesn't work anymore, and over there I am. Hey, it's a new day. I'm in the Oceanside, across the street from Ocean's 11. It took me a few hours today to sort my thoughts from last night's game. That was something amazing. That is what I came for. It was like a dream. I started about 7:15. I was in 2-5 game that broke really fast, like in 10 minutes. And there was so much crazy action. Every pot 1,500. So I came to 2-3 game, bought in for 300 and start evaluating the players. Some of them has between 600 to 800 stacks. There was even bigger stack, or probably about 1,500 on my right, but he moved to a different table for some reason. In seat 1 there was a Russian guy with heavy Russian accent, and I made a connection with him. We're brothers. In seat 8 there was a Polish guy, also with accent, but he's buying all the time like $100, and like next hand he's rebuying again because he was all in. Seat 9 was a player that turns out is from Milwaukee, and he knows about, he played in Potawatomi, knows Hot Trunk. We talked about Jimmy Deuce and Jimmy Pizza, players from Potawatomi. I end up giving him one bluff hand while I was playing like really like an idiot. Basically, I sit down and I immediately see the level of opponents, and I disrespect them, and then I donate close to 200. That caused me to add on another 100, so now I'm in a game for 400. This Milwaukee guy, he's some Middle Eastern type, maybe even Jewish, I don't know. But he was talking, and again in some language I don't understand, with a guy in seat 7, who's also like a little dark skin and Middle Eastern. So they may be from Iran. International setup. The other guy, which is really interesting, at one moment, 4 hands in a row and combined 6 hands in about hour and a half, he called his opponent cards exactly. Pocket 5s, and there's 5 on a flop. Pocket 6s, pocket jacks, exactly 4 hands in a row, and he's folding. And people surprised, yeah, you're right, and they show. We were screaming, 4 in a row and 2 more later. How he comes to that conclusion? Okay, you're afraid of the set, but there are 3 cards on the board. So how do you choose pocket 5s? Why not pocket jacks? Whole night, cards were running crazy. Like I said, I started about 7:15, 7:30, but by midnight, the game escalated, erupted like volcano. Every pot was, absolutely every pot was over $1,000. That is what I actually expected to find at Ocean 11. Even some people say that game is dying and it's not like on old days. But here, example, in this hand, to show you what we experience from the cards that are coming and forcing the action. It's not players that are like making moves. No, it's the cards, and the hand plays by itself. You're unimportant there, and your opponent, completely unimportant. Here's an example. In this hand, there's a Russian guy on my right, and really nice local guy. He's born here, but his parents are from Venezuela. What we see is just the flop. Flop was 4 of hearts, 5 of hearts, 8 of diamonds. Turn card is 7 of diamonds. Bet, raise, re-raise, they managed to go all in. Pot is over $1,000. River card is deuce of diamonds. Guy on my left shows 9, 6 of hearts. So he had on a flop, flush draw. On a turn, he had a straight and a heart draw. Russian guy has a straight and a straight flush draw. Comes deuce of diamonds to seal the deal. All night long, hands like that. Absolutely everyone. You cannot fold there. No one can fold, and there's no way for them not to be all in. So I started bad, like I said. I bluffed $200, gave it away. So immediately minus. I had add-on, so I am now 400 in the game. And I made it a couple hands later, I won, and I have like 650. So I won my money back, and I'm plus about 200 something. I lost one hand, and then comes this hand when I had about $550. I have ace king. I'm on a big blind, comes back to me, 4 callers. I put another $11 that were in my hand. I just drop it, and being in a big blind, that's probably not a good raise. So 4 people see the flop. Flop was 3-3-6 rainbow. I bet $40. Turn card was king. I stayed cool and bet 60. On my big surprise, he raised 100. Wow. Now we have a problem here. Does he have 3? Does he have bad king? Does he have the same hand like I do, ace king? I didn't want to put him on 3. I eliminated that immediately. And that moment, if I call, pot would be 337. And I'm in a hand, each of us, for $213. I'm left with about 320. What am I going to do on a turn card? What do I do if the board pairs again? What do I do if ace come? Or what do I do if it's irrelevant card, like 7 of diamonds? If I check and he bets 200, do I fold? If I fold on any river card except king, why am I calling then a $100 raise? Drawing for 2 outer for a king, or maybe even 1 outer? In these situations, usually when I don't know what to do, I say all in. So I said all in. Now, you won't believe this. He seriously got into some mode, start asking me, do you want me to call? Do you have pocket kings? Do you have pocket aces? It took over 6 minutes. Mostly I was quiet. At one moment I just said something. He kept repeating, I cannot fold this hand. I knew I'm in trouble. There's no draw there. He must have 3. Or maybe pocket queens. Maybe pocket queens. Finally he called. River is jack of diamonds. I show ace king. He shows 4-3 of spades. Goodbye, $550. Reset. I'm now in for $600 in the game. I have only 200. And then I start playing like possessed. Any raise that was there, I re-raised. There was even twice when I had a 4-bet. A kid next to me on my right told me, I don't remember seeing in cash game anybody 4-betting. I said, that's standard, buddy. I don't want to call, but I don't want to fold. So what do I do? I was 4-betting, 3-betting, not with pocket aces. Once I had actually pocket kings. Once I had ace king. But most 3-bets I made with queen 10 suited, king queen, ace jack, just to check them. And actually, because I was in for 600, I had somehow to make bigger pots. If I win the pot, let me make it a bigger pot so I can get my money back faster. And it worked. Pretty soon, I made it. I had $1,100. And comes this hand. It was about 1 o'clock in the morning. And I was talking to a guy on my right. There's gonna be soon pot that's $3,000 with 4-way all in. I'm gonna be in it. There's a girl that was losing and had rebuys, so I took a nice 2 pots from her. She's gonna be in it, and I said 1 or 2 of you more, and pot is gonna be 3,000. I even didn't finish that sentence. I look at my hand, I have pocket kings. There is straddle, $6 under the gun, $15 raise, and I make it 45. 5 callers, about 230 in the pot. 5 callers. I 3-bet $45. 5 callers. That's what's happening at 1 a.m. in your local poker room. At that moment, I have in front of me $1,150 about. There's a guy, one of the people in the hand, it's old guy, Bob, 92-year-old, deaf. Whatever you say, you have to repeat 5 times, and he keeps repeating, I don't hear you. Next to him is an angry girl that's had a big stack, over 1,000, lost everything, had a rebuy, and I think maybe even second rebuy. Bob had 3 rebuys. He's in a game for 1,300. He was chasing 1 flush, lost that, had 2 pair, lost that all in, and basically playing opposite of what I think about 92-year-old guys, how they play. Completely opposite. So flop is 4 of clubs, 10 of hearts, 6 of hearts. I'm first to act, I bet 50. Old man Bob goes all in for 400, close to 400. He just had the rebuy, 400, that's maximum. The girl next to him, angry girl, goes all in. She has about 300, maybe 20, 30, because she had the rebuy previous hand and lost $70, $80. I look at my kings. I look at the guy next to me. I said, what did I tell you? $3,000 pot. There's over 200 in a pot pre-flop. Bob is in for 375, 355. Girl is in for 3. So that is over 1,000. I call. I push my 400. I show kings. 2 of them don't show. Turn is 9 of hearts. Now I have 4 hearts. I need a heart to win the game. River is jack of diamond. I actually even didn't want a heart because I assumed that one of them is on a flush draw. Bob shows pocket 4s for a set. The girl mucks. Pot is $1,300. I was lucky Bob had only 400. That's what I lost. So I still have 700 something in front of me. I look at pocket aces. At that moment, we are still discussing big pot that happened with Bob and his pocket 4s, and there was raise on a straddle, $15. I made it 50, so I bet 50. I want to keep some of them, and I know everybody's calling. 4 callers, pot is 200. Flop is ace of hearts, 4 of diamonds, 5 of clubs. I'm first to act, so I check. Everybody checks. Okay. Couldn't trap them immediately. Turn is jack of clubs. Now there's a draw. I bet 60. Other 2 people fold. Russian guy in seat 1 goes 160. I'm happy. Smooth call, like with little Hollywood act. River is queen of clubs. Not really, but that's what I saw. That's what my tired, sticky eyes saw. Black queen. When the Russian guy raised me on a turn, I said, what do you have? If he has pocket jacks. But he was playing so carefully that I was sure he has nuts. So I said, you have deuce 3? But would you call 50 pre-flop with deuce 3 suited? I couldn't figure it out. And I didn't want to lose another big pot. It's 1 a.m. There's no time to recover from loss. He had over 1,200 in front of him. Queen of clubs, any queen brings Broadway. On a flop, there was a wheel. So there are 2 straights and and a flush against me. People are playing wild whole night, wild hands. He played 6-5 for $1,000 pot. Why not deuce 3? And I have to tell you, I got scared at that moment. The thing is, queen was not club, queen was spade. But my tired eyes saw a black card. I was at that moment thinking about backdoor flush, and I saw it, even it's not there. I checked. He checked and said, I'm glad to check to your aces. I looked at him, show my aces. He shows pocket 4s, set over set. I missed the bet. I missed the bet even, I don't know. But I'm still happy. That was good pot. That was $520 pot. It's all right. I'm just adding to my stack. Game goes on. Russian guy loses a couple more pots. He's down to 200 out of probably 13 that he had. Start mumbling and being angry that he lost. Leaves the table and goes to 10-20 no cap game. Unbelievable. When I was leaving, I saw him with about 5,000-6,000 in front of him. So from 2-3 game, he goes to 10-20 no cap on buying game. The old guy Bob built up his stack. There's a hand when I have queen 10. I raised that pre-flop, and as usual, 3-4 callers, easy. Flop is ace, queen 10. Kind of good hand, but king jack, they check, I bet 20. Old man Bob starts piling up chips, and I go, hey Bob, slow down, slow down. You go, what? I don't hear good. Okay. I was sure he flopped the straight, king jack. What else can he have? He didn't have ace queen. There was no raise pre-flop. I'm the one that raised. Other people fold. I really didn't want to call even the 20. Not even 20. Min raise. I don't want to call it. Because cards that are running crazy whole night told me don't do it. What else can he have? Ace with no kicker, ace 10. Why would he re-raise even, check raise? And only min raise. Pot is actually really small. I decided to go for miracle. Turn card is 8. Bob would bet that $30 only. I called. I don't know what I'm hoping for. The only card that can help me is a queen or 10. River is the queen. I check. Bob grabbed his chips and bet 60. At that moment, I'm 100% sure he has pocket tens. With ace 10, he has to be worried, put me on a queen. He has pocket tens. He has to call any of my bets. I have 1200 in front of me. I cannot go all in. But I'm gonna bet more than the pot. I make it 275. Took him 4 seconds to call. I show full house. Bob shows queen 6 of spades. That was so ridiculous. I have 1500 in front of me. People start leaving. It was 2 o'clock. We played 5-handed. When the Milwaukee guy packed and left, don't want to play 4-handed. I left. The game broke. These hands that I told you, this is just a small little fraction of the crazy shit that was going on last night at Ocean's 11. You don't find this nowhere. I'm telling you. The whole game was like a train just zooming through tunnels and mountains. I'm going back to the scene of the crime across the street to Ocean's 11. I hope game tonight is half good as last night. So this was a quick session, hour and a half. I got 300, but a friend called me to go to LA. It's almost 9 o'clock, so I'm gonna start driving. I'll come back here later. So I played only like hour and a half. Had the dinner, free dinner right around. They give you free dinner if you play 2 hours. You get 2 hours. I got a ticket from yesterday, used it today. Prime rib, not bad plate. Got a couple of hands, got pocket kings, pocket aces, and I'm up 300. I'm gonna jump now into my beast vehicle and drive to LA. It's about hour 15, hour and a half drive. Then I visit some poker rooms over there. See you at LA poker scene.